plan to show you that wind energy is in fact not as unreliable as my opponents mentioned, as well as wrap up the discussion. As for Denmark, yes, wind speeds are sometimes unreliable. However, that is on an average across all areas of land. Wind farms are specifically and strategically placed in areas with stable and high enough wind speeds, such as mountain passes or anywhere where you get some effects from the environment. One example is the nearest in Palm Springs, that is in a mountain pass where wind speeds are generally accelerated from the mountains. From Dora Mill's paper on review of wind power in Denmark, the Danish Energy Agency data shows that since 1980, Danish gross domestic product has increased 78%, meaning their economy has definitely gone up, not necessarily because of wind power, but their energy consumption has remained flat. They have not increased anymore, and their CO2 emissions have decreased more than any other country in Europe. And since they're one of the most predominant adopters of wind power, this seems to have a positive correlation between the two. The idea of noise pollution was addressed by my partner and aesthetics is purely a claim of value. There's no real argument there in this situation. They may argue that they're an eyesore on a mountain, while someone else may appreciate the technological advances or just think they look nice. Another issue is they keep mentioning that cost is not the only barrier. This may be true. However, that's not really the aim of our plan. We're just trying to help get over the one barrier of cost. That's part of the issue. As well as there's the claim that cost is more important, the economy is more important than the environment of the Earth. While another mention of Denmark, that the cost of electricity for the average household is higher. However, this is considerably offset due to the fact that their average minimum wage is nearly 3 times higher than the United States minimum wage. It's close to, there's no absolute minimum set by the federal government, but the average is around $19 per hour. In conclusion, wind energy is a good option to offset fossil fuel usage in the United States. However, current costs are a little high for companies to want to switch over to wind power. This isn't a matter of building one or the other. Most areas are already using fossil fuel power, but have to go through the cost of switching, which is where the incentives really hold their value. That's it.